Good evening. Thank you very much for your attendance. Really appreciated. I'm your inspector, local Roger Salmon. I've got Peter Street, the local sergeant, here as well. And what we hope to do is give you a little bit of a round tour about the Suffolk Local Policing Review, what that means for your area.
If you're not up to speed on the changes happening with our local police service, you missed an opportunity to hear about them on Thursday evening, 31st of March 2016, when Locality Inspector Roger Salmon gave details and answered questions from the audience. Sadly, very few members of the public turned out, but local town, district and county councillors did, and after the event we had a chat with two of them, Mayor of Felixstowe Doreen Savage and retired police inspector Councillor Steve Gallant.
I found it very helpful actually, because we had a presentation from the Police and Crime Commissioner together with the Superintendent some weeks ago about the proposals, but they were so up here, and some of the basic stuff that we as councillors, and I'm sure the residents in Felixstowe, really are concerned about: the parking, the neighbour disputes, who will we go to when we want some information, how are we going to return lost property, all of that sort of thing. We didn't get answers to those questions that night, but tonight we have. I have to say that the local inspector has been really, really honest and helpful with us tonight and given us a lot of information that we know members of the public are going to be asking us. And I hope, well, I certainly feel a bit better advised that I might be able to help them with some of the answers that they might ask. But there is no doubt about it. It's going to be different. And I think as far as Felixstowe is concerned, there will always be that feeling of security. When you see a policeman on the street, you feel safe. Whether or not it makes any difference in reality, it just gives you that feeling of security. And there are some issues that I still feel need a presence, but we might not be having it.
One little sort of additional. How do you feel in terms of security now after this presentation? Do you feel reassured? Do you feel...
I think I feel reassured that there will be somebody there responding to anything that might crop up. I think it's the interpretation of how that response is going to come to us that is going to be entirely different from that which we know at the moment. And it, as we've had explained to us tonight, it means bringing resources in from other areas and things like that. If you've got something that's really urgent and critical, you really want to feel that somebody's on the ground and going to be here very quickly. Yeah. So, reassured, yes, to a degree, but still, I think, a little concerned as to how this new model is going to work. But we have been told that they will look at it again in 6 months' time, and if there's anything that's obviously wrong, they might be able to jig it. So I think that's what we're going to do, just wait and see. And I think it's up to members of the public, if they have concerns, to let us know.
I'm always very impressed with Roger. I think Roger tries to tell it how it is. What he hasn't got, of course, is a crystal ball. I've always said throughout this process that I'm absolutely confident in the 999 response that we can get from the constabulary. You know, if you have an emergency and you need the police, I'm confident the police will do everything within their power to get to you in a reasonable time. I have no issues with that whatsoever. My ongoing concern is still about the less urgent matters. It's about the reassurance. It's about people feeling safe in their towns as they go about their business. It's about that visible presence. It's about the low-level antisocial behaviour. It's about the parking issues. Now, all these things are not going to happen at the same level that they're happening at present. And it makes me very angry when the police at all levels say, well, what do you want me to concentrate on? Do you want me to concentrate on this poor child that's being abused, is being dragged away, has gone missing from home, or do you want me to concentrate on parking? Well, I want them to concentrate on both. Of course I want them to concentrate on that poor child, but I also want them to concentrate on parking. We're getting an increase in the precept. Police budgets, if we're honest, is about the same level as it was last year. So Why are we seeing cuts in services? It's not a cut in services, it's the police are choosing to work in a different way. I don't necessarily think that's right.
If you want to hear more about changes to local policing, you can find links to an interview with Superintendent Paul Sharp on the Felixstowe News post for this video.